Morning! I have decided to do a canal walk today and I'm currently stood next to Huddersfield Narrow Canal. Now this runs between Huddersfield in West Yorkshire and all the way to Ashton-under-Lyne in Greater Manchester. It's 20 miles long and has 74 locks. The summit is also the highest navigable waterway in Britain, but don't worry, I'm not going to be walking all of it today because I am starting in a place called Greenfield, which is in the borough of Oldham. Now Greenfield is where my Darkwoods coffee addiction started. Anyone who knows I love that coffee, and I had it in a cafe here at Greenfield a couple of years ago, and yes, happy times. But I am here, it's about, let's have a look. It is nearly 7 o'clock in the morning. I've been here a little while, just having a little look around and getting to this start point from where I parked. And I'm hoping to catch a little bit of wildlife along the water. And I'm looking forward to showing you this little bit of the world today. So let's get walking. Apart from a few ducks and squirrels, I've not had too much wildlife along this stretch, but I'm now heading over to Upper Mill. There's supposed to be a little bit of rain planned today. I think it said up to 30%, and it's fairly chilly. It's probably about 11 degrees Celsius at the moment, but as long as it stays a little bit dry, I don't mind. And you can really see autumn is coming already today. There's so many leaves falling off the trees, everything's starting to turn yellow. And it's only the very beginning of September, so yeah, I've got to cross over the road here to keep on the canal route. I'm going to be walking into a whole load of ducks. Oh, this duck doesn't want to wake up, he's tired. Ever so cute. I love seeing allotments in England. They're just such a wonderful place. I just love seeing what everybody grows, all the different herbs and plants, and usually when the sun's out, seeing everyone pottering in them as well. It's a lovely little pastime. Taller than me, don't forget to duck when you're coming through these tunnels, because they are pretty low down. You can actually touch the roof. I'm now heading up towards Diggle after leaving Upper Mill. Now Diggle has got the entrance of the Stanich Tunnel, which is the longest, the highest and the deepest canal tunnel here in Britain. It took a long time to build because there was a lot of problems, especially with the organisation. But what happened was they started digging this tunnel at both ends, in Marsden and here at Diggle. And they realised that the Diggle end was several feet higher than the Marsden end, so they ran into a lot of problems in construction. But it was eventually opened in 1811, so it took a whole 17 years to build it. I'm coming quite close to the Standedge Tunnel entrance now, but before I get there, can you see all that mist up there? That's where I am heading, because I'm planning on going over that hill all the way to Marsden, to the other side of where the tunnel opens out again. Stanich Tunnel did not make it easy for the boatmen, because to save costs they decided to build it without any footpaths. So what they used to do was lead their horses over the hills, but the boatmen had to do something called leg it over, because what they did was put boards at the front of the boats, lie on their backs and literally put their feet on the ceiling and the walls around to get themselves through the tunnel, which took on average about 4 hours for them to do it. There is about 4 areas where 2 boats can pass within the tunnel itself. But yes, it was certainly not made easy for them. And you can see behind me an image of what it would have looked like. Now this is what we'll be doing. In 1845, the Manchester and Huddersfield Railway bought the canal and decided to build a railway following a very similar route to it. So this obviously led to the decline of the tunnel and the canal being used, and the tunnel was closed in 1944. There's a tiny bit of blue sky coming out over here. You can see, probably doesn't show up very well. And I am heading up here at the moment. It's a very pleasant walk. It's nice and quiet along this little bit, just surrounded by lots of sheep. I've just been walking along the Pennine Bridleway and saw this in the distance, and it was one of the old tunnel air shafts. I thought I'd come up and have a look, but nothing very interesting to see because it's all covered over with concrete. But I'm carrying on my way along the Pennine Bridleway and now heading up there. I have been walking along the Pennine Way a little bit back there, and I'm heading in the direction of Pule Hill, which is over there. First of all, I'm going to be passing the reservoir, which is called Red Brook. But the reason why I'm heading to that hill is because I'm going to walk along the middle of it. So not the very top and not the very bottom, but along the middle that way somewhere. Because there's a couple of air shafts up there that go directly above the Stanich Tunnel, and I just fancied trying to follow the route as much as possible. The Stanich Tunnel itself is about 3¼ miles, I believe, but obviously the walk, sorry, just going through a muddy bit, the walk goes kind of around it in a strange kind of higgledy-piggledy type of way. But it's funny because all these trails that I've just been walking on started on the Pennine Way. I'm heading over to the Stanich Trail over that way. They all kind of go in different directions. There was the Oldham Way, Friends of the Pennine Way or something as well. So they all kind of intertwine in this area. It's funny, there's so many different directions you can take. But it's absolutely beautiful at the moment. There's not too much wind and the sun's out. Oh, glorious day for a hike. There's steam coming out of this air shaft. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I was pretty sure it was all closed underneath. I've just had a lovely lunch sat here right in front of one of the air shafts, and I've realised why there was steam coming out of it before. I don't think it was steam after all, but I was sat here minding my own business, eating my sandwich, and then just felt this rumbling underneath me. And what it is the trains go under the same area as where the canal went as well. So that's the mystery solved of why the steam was coming out of the tunnel before. But I'm heading over to Marsden now, which is towards the other end of the tunnel entrance. And the tunnel itself was reopened on the 25th of May 2001. And one of the highlights of coming to the area is that you can take a boat trip from one of the ends into the tunnel. I think it only lets you go in about 500 metres, don't quote me on that. But a lot of people come to the area to do that in summer especially. I think they're all closed at the moment, but let's go have a look.
May you always find your way to higher ground. May you always keep your head held up high. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough.
That's actually a rainbow. I don't know if you can see it here. It goes right across there. Let me zoom in and see if you can see it a bit clearer. Wow, that is beautiful. Couldn't resist. I took a bit of a detour off the original planned route. I took a video clip earlier of the OS map and showed you the route I was going to take, but I'll insert another one at the end because I have changed it a little bit. That sometimes happens on my walks, but I ended up going up towards the hill near the top because I thought the views looked so much better. And I've just come from over there, I don't know if you can see the trail winding down through the moors, and I've got to another air shaft, and now I'm heading over into the town of Marsden in front of me. I couldn't resist showing you this behind me. It's just a little bit strange. There's a sheep and its lamb made out of chains. Very peculiar. I've got no idea why. And here I am at the end of the walk for today at the Marsden end of the Standedge Tunnel. It has been such a lovely walk. It's been so nice having a mixture of canal walks, going across the moors, walking up a bit of a hill, and then also ending up in such a beautiful village like Marsden. I hope you have enjoyed it. I will put the link for the route description down below for you, so if you want to check it out and see where I actually walked and how many miles I covered, it'll all be down there. But yeah, for now, I shall look forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.
Ordering a cup of love. feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always keep my heart and soul strong.
I'm using the OL1 Ordnance Survey Map, and this is the area in which I started from. You can see Greenfield station there, so I started a roundabout there and then headed up along the canal here, all the way through up to Upper Mill, carried on going up there past the visitors centre, and then when I got to here it was just a matter of following the canal all the way north up to the point where I got to Diggle, and that's where the Stanich Tunnel entrance was. And then from here I crossed over and followed up on the Oldham Way and then headed all the way up here along the Standedge tunnels. But that is more or less where the map ends, and what happened then is I just went all the way over the top of the moors there, past the reservoirs and on to Marsden.